we are here to actually provide all the support to develop students to become a confident graduate that is needed by the industry. Please feel welcome to visit us to see how we do our transformation of students.
Right. Okay, I'm live. Right. Okay. Hi. Hi. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, everyone. Okay. Right. So, hi. I'm Tun Nuraihan, your moderator for tonight's webinar. Okay. My name is Tun Nuraihan again. I'm the lecturer come program leader from School of Allied Health Sciences, SEGi College Penang. Right. So, again, I will be the moderator for tonight's webinar. The occupational safety and health manufacturing industry. Okay, we will be discussing on the outlook of occupational safety and health graduates in Malaysia, specifically or focusing in manufacturing industry. So everyone just tune in. So because we have two experienced speakers, okay, we have two experienced and knowledgeable speakers to share with you their expertise and also perspective on tonight's topic. All right. Okay. So, okay, before I go further, all right, so before I introduce to you our speakers for tonight, so please be reminded to register on the registration link, okay, paste in the comments, all right, so that you can be chosen as our lucky draw winner, right? So please register so that you could be, because you could be the one, all right, so you could be the winner. Okay, all right, okay, so moving on. Okay, we have our two experienced speakers tonight with us. Right, so first, our first speaker is Mr. Wan Muhammad Adlan bin Wan Muhammad Amin. Right, so he is from UPM Refletek. Okay, can we have the speakers online with us? Right.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Wanadlan. Okay, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm Anton.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm
I
good.
all right.
I'm good. Thank you. How about you there?
Alhamdulillah, great. I'm great. Okay, so can you introduce yourself? Your Where are you from and what are you doing right now?
Okay. First of all, thank you, SEGi College, and also thank you, Madam Tun, and happy Friday to everybody's out there, either wherever you are and whatever you do and currently. So, my name is Wan Muhammad Adlan, Wan Muhammad Amin. So, that's a very long name actually, but it's kind of normal for Malaysian people. But then I still have one IC, and you people call me Wan currently,
Okay.
or Wan Adlan. And currently, I'm a manager for EHS and also administrations in UPM Raflatek Sdn Bhd in Pasir Gudang, Johor, Johor Bahru, Johor. So a little bit about myself. Certified Osh officer, and also competent authorized intern and also standby person for confined space. And I do like audits actually. 45,001 lead auditors. and also for 14,001, because audit is not my fault, it's actually continuous improvement day to day in whatever we are doing, especially in manufacturing, I would say. So that's what I am actually. So happy to be with you guys, SEGi team, and also the people in online currently. So then that's all. I pass back to you, Madam Tun.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wan Adlan, for the introductions. Okay, so this is our first speaker. Then we have the next speaker. All right, this is TS Dr. Ismaniza binti Ismail. Can we have her online? Hi, Dr. Ismaniza, you are on mute.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all of you.
Waalaikumsalam. Good evening, Dr. Is.
Mhm.
All right, can
So
we
thank you
have
for having me
some
tonight.
introduction from you?
Okay, well, as you can see, my name is Ismaniza, known as Dr. Is or Dr. Izzy. By profession, I'm a senior lecturer at UiTM Shah Alam, but I'm also an academic advisor at SEGi College, Penang. Well, I'm an active member of, no, not active member, active committee member of the Malaysia Industrial Hygiene Association. And other than that, I'm also, a subject matter expert for the National Environmental Health Action Plan appointed by KKM Malaysia.
All right. Okay. So, subject matter expert, right? Okay. So there must be a lot of things that you can share with us tonight. Hopefully.
Yep, I hope so.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Dr. Ismaniza, for the introductions. All right. Okay. So, without further ado, all right. So, looking at the background of our speakers tonight, okay, Mr. Wan Adlan and Dr. Ismaniza, so they are experts in their field, right? So for Mr. Wan Adlan, he has more than 10 years experience, I think, in the manufacturing industry. Okay, for about 10 years, right, Mr. Wan Adlan?
Yeah, about that.
Right.
Yeah,
All
plus
right.
minus.
Okay. So
Now more than 10 now.
okay, all right, okay. So, in manufacturing industry, so as an Osh practitioners, can you share with us the roles and responsibilities of Osh practitioners in manufacturing plant, and also what are the challenges that you face in executing them?
Okay, thanks for the question, and also thanks for the, I would say, back to the basic questions on the roles and responsibility. To make it clear, OSH officers or OSH practitioner is not security officer. So although my current position, security is under me, but then OSH practitioner is not security, but we actually an advisor actually. If you look in terms of legal perspective in Osha 1994, or even FMA, or even in not in Malaysia, even in UK or even in US, the terminology of the OSH practitioner is actually an advisor to the employer. What kind of advice? We actually giving the advice. We giving an advice in a way that to the employer to mitigate the risk, because in manufacturing, in all process, the people or in manufacturing, we are dealing with machinery. Example, small like to mobile equipment, forklifts. So there should be and there will be a risk in day-to-day operation, like in 24 hours operations. So we, as practitioner, we do advise in mitigate the risk, starting with the basic highlight, identify the risk, how we want to control according to hierarchy of control. So either we remove the forklift. If let's say I remove the forklift, the operation cannot be done. Okay, you come back to the zaman Mesir dahulu, iaitu di mana manual handling. No. So but then we are living in 2022. So more to the automation. So engineering control comes in. So when it comes to engineering control, we pose a new set of operators. So it comes administrating control, whereby you go for training. So we do also conduct a training as well, and procedures part of the admin control. And come to the last package is actually PPE. Some people go for the very basic PPE. Whereby nowadays, Mr. DIY, you can get the PPE, but then there's a lot of PPE. Currently, DOSH also, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, wanted us to go for certified with SIRIM PPE. So there are a lot of PPE out there. So that is the first criteria, or I would say the first roles and responsibility for OSH in manufacturing. And other than that is actually we are trying to promote the safe culture, promote so that the awareness of people in taking care of their life day-to-day basis into the next level, so that, like I always tell to my team, and not in current position, since I become since junior exec, I think more than 10 years ago until now, if you comes to the factory with 10 fingers, you should go back with 10 fingers. Kalau anda datang masuk dalam kilang 10 jari, balik 10 jari. Jangan you tinggal 5 jari. Maksudnya kalau you tinggal 5 jari, you tak balik pulang dengan selamat. You didn't go home safely. So we are trying to do that actually. So sorry?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing actually, because like today, 8 o'clock p.m. at home now. So we are going. Well, we already go back at home seeing our family members. Whereby in the morning we go out to work is actually we shake their hand and we wanted to go back to home safely. So we didn't want to go to hospital, and then because of there is accident in the manufacturing. So we trying to promote to that level. And then when the accident happened, we also trying to investigate that as well. And last but not least, we do day to day prepare so that there's no accident happen in the manufacturing. And comes to the last question from you, I would say challenges that always because there's a few companies that joined before this until now, and most of them are in manufacturing. So challenges is actually, I don't want to do it. I've been doing that 20 years ago. There's nothing happened to me. So normally it will comes from the seniors team. So I would say otai team lah. But then they sometimes, when trying to have a coffee talk with them, we know that some before this their voice is not been heard. So we trying to give and take, macam apa, tarik tali lah. Orang Malaysia kata tarik tali lah. So sometimes we tarik, kita bagi sikit dan kita tarik sikit lah. So that's the challenges. And also when it comes to challenges of the management commitment and as well, because doing safety is actually, it's not profit based. Doing safety is actually, we are taking the money from the company to provide to the people and to safeguard their life actually. So we are not about profit and loss of the organization. We are actually spending the money of the company. But then when it comes to life, we tabulate them into the life, like the journey for 10 years, 20 years ago until now. So we can see there's a lot of saving actually in doing safety. So I would say that's answering your question lah. Sorry lah, dia panjang sikit lah sebab dia excited with SEGi College Penang ni. Okay, alright. So I pass back to you lah. Yeah.
Alright, okay. Thank you, Mr. Wan Adlan. Alright, okay. So I would say that the roles and responsibility of OSH practitioners, so I conclude is in 3 points. Three main roles and responsibility. The first one is to advise the employer. The second one is to promote the safe culture, and also the third one is actually to investigate and to to ensure that there is no accident, right?
Yep, I would say it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. So looking at that, the roles and responsibilities. So I would say that is a very strong need. Okay, in having more OSH practitioners in the field, right? Okay, so
Yep.
this question I think would be more suitable to Dr. Ismaniza. So what are the requirements needed for the students to pursue study in OSH, and what are the current trend of students studying in OSH in Malaysia? Because we need more OSH practitioners. So what are the current trend? Could we fulfill the requirement or not? Right.
Right. Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator, for the question. Looking at the trend nowadays, to some people, they might not realize the importance of safety and health, particularly occupational safety and health. But last year, the Osh Master Plan 2025 was launched, okay, in which one of the strategies, one of the core strategies that is under core strategy 3, it is the enhancement of education and research in Osh with 3 programs. Okay, I'll tell you the 3 programs. The first one is to increase awareness and engagement with community on Osh. Okay, and the second one is to enhance Osh competency and capability at workplace. Right. So in a way, we can tell that the need is clearly stated. We need a lot more Osh practitioners. Okay, and last but not least is to instill Osh as a culture. And then of all those 3, one of the activities is to embed basic Osh knowledge in schools and universities, okay, preparing them to be future employees. Okay, it's like a feeder so that we can send all these potential employees to industries like to Mr. Wan Adlan lah, yeah. Okay. Currently, we do have a lot of programs on Osh, whether diploma or bachelor degree or master's level or even a PhD level, yeah, in Osh. It's either what they call on scroll. It is called diploma in Osh, or maybe degree in environmental and occupational health, or maybe it is known as environmental technology, or maybe engineering or risk assessment, or things like that. Yeah, sometimes it is parked under the Faculty of Health Science, sometimes under engineering, or it could be under applied sciences, architecture, okay, under business. Well, it is not wrong, neither it is right. It's just like how they perceive the use of the application of Osh in the industry. Okay, but anyway, we can tell that it indicates the importance of Osh in all fields. We know that COVID-19 is not an occupational disease except for frontliners, yeah? But it is of concern, yeah, because to avoid the spread at workplaces, yeah, we implement SOPs, we do have health screenings, okay? So in this situation, people have started to realize the importance of Osh. So I guess that clearly shows the need, okay, and the significance of studying this field. Okay, and currently in Malaysia, we have, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, more than 30 universities offering this kind of programs. Okay, that is in universities. Just imagine, like what I mentioned just now, it could be in various faculties in the same university. So, well, times like maybe 3 or 4, okay, depending on that. And then every semester, these universities are producing graduates. Okay, and what is needed? Okay, back to your question, what is needed for the students to pursue study in Osh? I would say the main thing is just the passion to help people. It's not about getting all A's in all results. Okay, but if you do not have the intention to help people, then it's pointless. Okay, being a person in the field of safety and health is not about feeling good or being safe or being healthy just on our own. It is about making sure the other workers are also safe and healthy at work. Okay, the welfare is taken care of. So I guess, well, that tells her the story. I hope I answered the question well.
Yes, yes, yes. Right, Dr. Ismailiza. So Dr. Is, can I call you Dr. Is?
Yep, sure.
All right, okay. So Dr. Is, on the requirements, so you are saying that most of it is on passion, right? Passion to help people and also not to look good. I think maybe because of, I would say that maybe Osh practitioner is not what we call, apa tadi kita kata orang tak berapa suka lah. Betul tak? So the OSH practitioner is more sort like enforcer. Okay, on enforcing the safety, okay, making rules and regulations, right? Okay, so yes, to what Dr. Ismaniza said before, okay, so it's not about looking good, right? So you need to have passion to make sure that people are safe. Right,
Yes.
okay, so that is the requirement. Okay, right. So then, looking at the trend and also the needs of having more OSH practitioners. So, what are the career opportunity? So, maybe this is for one Adlan, all right? So, we want to know if we produce more OSH practitioners. So, is there any career opportunity available for OSH graduates in manufacturing plants? Is there any more? Okay, because what Dr. Simaniza said before, so we have around 30 institutions, right? That are having this more than 30 institutions that having this diploma in OSH, okay, or degree in OSH or master in OSH, okay, or anything OSH related program.
Qualification.
Okay, so do we have these career opportunities for these OSH graduates? Mr. Wadadlan?
Yeah, uh, uh, definitely yes. Definitely yes. Why? Because
Why? Yes,
back to the
why?
basics of OSHA 1984 is applicable to all industry, to all areas, even you guys are in corporate or academics, or even in public institution. Needs to have OSH in terms of policy, in terms of OSH committee, and also there are certain industries that compulsory to have a competent OSH officers, and except for those who are working on the ship or in the I would say army, and that's the before this 1994 OSHA 1994. So I would say majority of the field, even in the banks, even in a corporate, they need to have OSH because OSH is about occupational safety and health. What is occupational? Day to day, people go to work. Even you guys are sitting in the office. Even you guys are sitting in a work from home. Ergonomically need to be accessed actually. I like this COVID-19 situation. That's the pros about the COVID because when COVID comes, people start to say SOP, SOP, SOP. But before this, only auditors, only manufacturing people say SOP, SOP, SOP. But now, even you go to Makcik Kia, I'm from Kedah, so I'm from Alostak. So when you go back to your hometown, your Makcik Kia or Pak Abu kedai nasi lemak Pak Abu also say about SOP. So everybody talk about SOP. Indirectly, COVID is making people see about safety and health as well. And for those who are working at home, I know there are companies that are really taking care about welfare of people at home. I give example, UPN Rafatech, the companies that I work currently, we do give a monthly basis care pack to employees at home because there are needs of occupational safety and health that need to be taken care. So that's the basic thing. So back to the correct questions to you, career opportunities. Yes, there are position of ESS engineer. Some companies only call environmental engineers. Some company call environmental officers. Some company call safety and health engineers as well. So it's the same ESS or SHE or HES is actually almost the same because now multitasking MNC multinational company more or less multitask those areas. So there are EHS engineers positioned out there actually, and definitely OSH officers, EHS officers, they are as well. And we started with a junior exec or junior officers, and we go along the stairways to the next level, and it can go up to the EHS managers actually, environmental health and safety manager. And in manufacturing, especially like for those company who are in multinational companies, they are covering as well certain region, certain areas that managing this OSH actually. Because if you look in terms of OSH development, I would say Malaysia is kind of good development in starting from the government, and like what Dr. Easy was saying, master plan. That's a good turning point, and also we started to do the Rang Undang-Undang 2020, which waiting to be enrolled actually. So it's been heard in the parliament. So I would say all the OSH practitioners now excited to see that to be established soon, and so to be revised soon, because it will be impacted for the future of OSH actually. So that's, I would say, summarize the career opportunities in manufacturing plant, Madam Tun.
All right. Okay. Thank you,
I
Mr. Wan
hope as
Adlan.
well
So
I
the
answer your question. A little bit long there.
yes, of course. Okay, so from what you have mentioned earlier, okay, so the career opportunities will always available in manufacturing plan, right? Because of there are all levels
Yeah.
that they can fill in, right, for the OSH graduates. All right. Okay, so we're going to narrow down our scope. Okay, so previously Mr. Wan Adan have mentioned about the environment. Okay, the environmental part. Okay, in which kalau kita tengok nama OSH tak ada environment pun, betul tak? So occupational safety and health. So there are also environmental health that what we say related to it. Okay, so in specialization, so we are narrowing down the scopes a bit, right? So there are various division and specialization in OSH. Okay, or as mentioned that by Wan Adlan, we have environment also. Okay, so what are they and how are they important? I think maybe Dr. Is could elaborate more on this, on the specializations of division and specialization in OSH.
Okay. What Mr. Wan Adlan mentioned just now is right. Yeah, it can be EHS or ESH or HSE, either way. Yeah? Either way you shuffle the letters. It could be HSE, it can be HSSE, and if I'm not mistaken, it could also be HSSSE. Yeah,
That's
that
right.
indicates how many how many jobs and tasks that you are juggling at once. In big companies, a safety officer might have a separate task as compared to an environmental officer. But if it is a much bigger company, a safety and health officer might be separated as well. So safety, health, environment, okay, would also be separated. So, but for small companies, okay, typically they would just lump everything together. Okay, just put everything together, and you would be carrying the task for all those 3 or 4 posts that is supposed to be carried by 4. Okay. Anyway, when you ask about the division and specialization of OSHA, the main one would be, well, from the name OSH itself, maybe you can tell it is safety and health. Yep. Under safety in Malaysia, we do, it is split into 2, like technical and operational. Okay, technical is the one that carries that enforce the regulation, like the SEMA regulation, the control of industrial major accident hazards, and also like something like steam engine kind of task. Yeah, but operational would be those like most graduates know, most students are aiming at, like being a safety and health officer, safety and health coordinator, or supervisors. Okay, or maybe confined space competent person, okay, like Mr. Wan Adlan, or scaffolding, okay, that would be in the safety aspect. But if you ask me about the health aspect, that is when industrial hygiene comes into the picture. Okay. At the beginning, Mr. Wan Adlan did mention about safety is not security. A safety officer is not a security officer. Carries two different connotations. Yeah, it's referring to two different job scope. Okay, and I know when I mention industrial hygiene, when I mention hygiene, people would be like, "What hygiene? What you clean toilets, something like that." But actually, industrial hygiene is the ones that yeah, you check the exposure at work, by chemical health risk assessment, like you assess the indoor air quality, you monitor the chemical exposure, you look at engineering control equipment, like local exhaust ventilation, and some other aspects like ergonomic and psychological hazards as well. Because that's under health. Okay. And other than industrial hygiene, occupational medicine is also under occupational health. Okay, like occupational health doctors and occupational health nurses. Okay, those are the two main ones: safety and health. But there's also Osh audit, and Osh management. Okay, so these are the fields um, that offer um, vacancy to our prospective graduates. Okay, so to those prospective students out there, if you are keen to venture into this field, okay, there's a lot for you to explore. Okay, don't be scared. There is no way that one day people would say, okay, this is obsolete. This program doesn't have any job vacancies, because safety and health is very important, and we know that it is about our life. Okay, we want to live safely and healthily, and we want to work safely and healthily. Okay, so that's
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ace. Right. So, okay. So there are various subdivision and specialization in Osh, right? Okay. So, I would say that it's a wide prospects of career. Is it? So, Dr. Ismaniza did mention on the scaffolder and so on. Also, and Dr. Ismaniza also mentioned about she being the industrial hygienist, right? So that is the division and specialization in Osh. Right. So all right. Okay. So okay. So there is a questions here. Okay, I think from Intan Suraya from Facebook. Okay, so I think it is related to what Dr. Ispadiza has mentioned earlier, has elaborate earlier on the specialization and divisions. Okay, so I would say I will read the question here. Okay, Dr. Is based on the Osh Master Plan that highlighted the competency as you saying just now. If I may ask, based on your opinion, is that reflecting mainly on the Green Book holder, or is it holistically targeted to all sectors? What kind of competency that we should have in order to instill the safe culture in all working places? So there are two questions here. So the first one is she asked about your opinion on the Green Book holder. Is it holistically targeted to all sectors, and mainly the Green Book holder, or to holistically targeted to all sectors? And the second one are on the competency. So what are competency that we should have in order to instill the safe culture? Okay, maybe you can ask the first question. You can answer the first question first.
okay. Thank you, Intan Suraya, for the question. Um, okay, just now I did mention about Osh MP, and I have just explained to you about the various sectors, okay, of Osh, okay, division and specialization. So it is not restricted to only SHO, Green Book. You can be a competent person for entering a confined space, okay, a forklift driver, okay, for that matter, or maybe you might want to be a competent person like a noise risk assessor, okay, you might want to be an indoor air quality assessor, or maybe a competent person who conducts chemical exposure monitoring, or inspecting, testing, and examining local exhaust ventilation. Okay, those are hygiene tech 1 and hygiene tech 2. Okay, or maybe as a chemical health risk assessor. So there are many fields for you to explore and to be competent in. Okay, and with regards to Osh MP, it is about increasing the number of competent persons in all fields related to Osh. In Malaysia, it is a master plan that is for 5 years, 2021 to 2025. So there are many programs arranged, and one of the aim is as what you know, right, about increasing the competency. Okay, that's one. And what kind of competency that we should have in order to instill the safety culture? Any of those would do. Okay, you can have more than one. It's up to you. But it might be a bit hard for you to maintain the competency. Okay, because you will have to collect points. Okay, by attending, making yourself relevant in the field. Yeah, it's not about collecting points to keep the money rolling. It's not like that. Okay, you have to understand. To be relevant, you have to keep yourself close to NGOs, okay, to organizations that conducts trainings, okay, that provides information. And I believe, like Ms. Tun and also Mr. Wan Adlan is also in that kind of circle. Yeah? You do have friends who provide resources to you when you need to know what's the ongoing thing. Okay, Mr. Wan Adlan updated us about the Rang Undang-Undang that's just been presented. I mean, being presented at the parliament. Okay, so that's how we keep ourselves up to date. Okay, otherwise, if you are competent and then you just didn't do anything, you just do your task at the workplace and that's it. You wouldn't know what's going on in the outside world. Okay, so you have to keep yourself relevant by collecting all those points. Okay, that's how you mingle. You get to know other people. You get new knowledge. Even if you are a safety and health officer, you might want to attend courses for hygienists, for instance. That is a good knowledge for you to know. Okay, and also provide good knowledge. Okay, that's it.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Is. Hopefully that answered the questions from Intan Suraya. Thank you, Intan Suraya, for the questions. Okay. So I would say that what Dr. Is mentioned earlier, that there are many competency. Okay, and also it's not targeting only on Green Book, right? Okay, so and to be relevant, you need to have many competency. Is it?
Not many. You have one
Not
is
many,
also good enough.
but it's
Okay.
relevant. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because being a safety and health person, you need to know a little bit of everything. Okay. For instance, you might not know about when COVID struck. Okay, not many safety and health officers know about viruses. For all they know, biological hazards are ular masuk ke dalam kilang, ada masalah tikus kat dalam kilang. And then I was shocked to know I had a session with some safety and health officers, and they were like, oh, microbiological hazards. Oh, okay. So what is the difference between bacteria and viruses? So these are the things that safety and health officers should also know. Okay, so because we nak make sure the workplace is safe and healthy.
Alright.
Maybe can I ask Doctor some question, Tun?
Of course. The floor is yours.
Okay. Because I'm from manufacturing, Doctor from academics university, so I've many years not in the university. So, but I do receive internship. I would say every year. So I foresee based on the trends. Nowadays, there's a lot of internships that have a background in Osh, either diploma, either degree, and some of them is having a master's as well. So compared to 10 years back, 15 years back, there's no. But then now we can see a lot, like as you said, 30 institution having those courses about related to Osh. So may I know, as in the manufacturing, or even audience out there wanted to know, what is the turning point that changed this the trend, or this scenario, I would say. That's the first thing, question, Doctor. So you want to me to combine both question, or I can go for one by one first?
Okay, all right. Let me answer that one first, maybe.
Okay, go ahead,
What
Doctor.
is the turning point? I believe maybe people have started to realize the importance along the way. Okay, previously it was when OSHA 1994 was introduced, it was still new. Okay, and then as it evolves, there were a lot more regulations introduced. Okay, and some regulations were even revised. Okay, and from there they might have realized about the hazards around us. Okay, and I would say in terms of this is not only because of the recent Osh Master Plan that was launched last year, yeah, in which I did mention about the activity to embed basic Osh knowledge in schools and universities. Okay, this what happened was that it's either, if it is a program on Osh, well, that shouldn't be a problem. But now they are trying to introduce it as an elective, or as just a basic course. Okay, there's no such thing like lulus gagal. It's just okay. Masa orientation, you will have to sit for this course so that you understand about safety and health, because it's about our life, right? So it doesn't need a turning point that, oh, ada orang mati ramai-ramai ke. I don't think that that is a specific event for that. Just kesedaran kan, awareness dah start datang, which is good lah. Okay, okay, what's the other question tu? Takutnya banyak soalan.
So I think I would summarize as manufacturing guy, the awareness is increasing in Malaysian, as a Malaysian, as a country, right? So that's good. And I would say I'm proud as Malaysian. So there's a good sign for us, actually. So next is, if you could share, based from maybe the data that you have, or in your studies, say I would say 5 years before the trend in Osh graduates, what is the graduate marketability in Osh, in the manufacturing, if you could share, so that we also can continuously improve on how to contribute to the nation, and also to the students out there from
Okay.
manufacturing. Yeah, Dato'.
Well, for all I know, all graduates are easily employed. Okay, regardless of the university, regardless of whatever grades that they get. It's just because people have started to open up their eyes, okay, to see that it is relevant in all industries. Okay, back to the question just now about the turning point. It doesn't need a turning point, but we realize that ada scaffold jatuh kan, luruh, and then ada orang mati, tangan crash dalam mesin. There are many issues related to safety and health. During the PKP, there were a lot of suicide issues, suicide cases. So all those things are related to workplaces, related to jobs. I think maybe that's the one. That encourage people to study more. But with regards to manufacturing industry, from what I know, okay, graduates are easily employed because safety and health is required in all industries. Okay, so no big deal lah memang. Don't worry, pasal kerja.
There's always a market.
Okay.
There's always a demand, right?
Right.
All right. Okay.
That's good.
So, okay, it's good to hear that. It's good that there are always what we saw. There always a demand, right? Okay, so I think I would ask Mr. Wan Adlan. All right. So you did mention on the marketability, and you did ask Dr. Ismaniza. So I would ask you again, all right, on the supply and demand for OSH practitioner or SHO in manufacturing industry. What are the supply and demand? Right, and why there is such a high demand? So you did mention on the career opportunity. I asked you about the career opportunity before, right? Okay, but looking at, because I did come across a survey saying that there are always a demand in Osh practitioner, and especially in manufacturing industry. Is it because of the Osh practitioner in manufacturing is lacking, or what?
Okay, thanks, Tun. Okay, supply and demand. Why we have demand? So it's back to the legal perspective. REU, Undang-Undang Keselamatan Kesihatan Pekerjaan Pindaan 2020, years 2020 diluluskan. So basically, means to say the legal requirement is there. Maksudnya kehendak undang-undang tu ada. Jadi industry player perlu ada Osh practitioner. Okay, that's the first thing. So second thing is actually setakat May 2020, as of May 2020, we do have 4,953 SHO, Safety and Health Officer, that have been registered with DOSH, JKP, Jabatan Keselamatan Kesihatan Pekerjaan. This I quoted from Menteri Sumber Manusia ataupun Human Resource Minister. Before this, Datuk Seri M. Saravanan. So seramai-ramai industri contoh di Johor, contoh di Penang, contoh di Klang Valley, we do only as of 2020, 4,953 only. So I would say it doesn't balance on that. So that's the second thing. Yeah. Okay. So itu data daripada 2020. Mungkin ada bertambah. Tetapi kalau bertambah pun tidaklah sampai fully kepada total population ataupun same equalize with the manufacturing player. Okay. So that's the second. And the third one is actually about 7.5% from jumlah orang yang kompeten, seramai 66,262 orang yang aktif dan juga berdaftar dengan JKKP. OYK ataupun orang yang kompeten ni tak semestinya safety and officer. Seperti Dr. Izzy bagi tahu tadi, as Dr. Izzy mentioned just now, is about macam hygiene tech 1, hygiene tech 2. Nama je hygiene tech, tetapi actually kalau you guys tengok report dia, memang tebal. Memang tebal. So in order to create that report, it's not easy, guys. So there are such demand that if you want to talk about the demand is a lot actually, because it's not only about SSO is doing everything, is actually there are sometimes monitoring and also measurement. We need to have this hygiene technician to do it actually. So that's my answers on that. Definitely there is a demand and we should have a supply in a good Osh practitioner.
Alright. Okay. Very good to hear that. I hope. Alright. Thank you, Mr. Wan Adlan. So very good to hear that there is always a demand. There always there is always a high demand in manufacturing industry, especially focusing on, because we are focusing on manufacturing industry, so there is always a high demand. So hopefully the viewers get the idea that why we want to create awareness on Osh, why we want our maybe the SPM leavers or the SPM leavers to options this Osh field, this Osh program to become one of their career maybe next 5 years or next 10 years, right? Okay, so Mr. Wanadan did mention on industrial hygienist, okay, to Dr. Ismaniza, in which Dr. Ismaniza is, yes, we know that he is the subject matter expert, okay, in environmental health, right, by KKM, okay. So we want to know, okay, Dr. Is, we want to know on your maybe the recent Osh related research you are currently working on, okay, because of yes, you are the subject matter expert and also you are the industrial hygienist, okay. So can you tell us a little bit about the research?
Okay, a little bit about the research.
In current research you are working on?
Yeah. In my niche, there are not many industrial hygiene studies being conducted yet. So I am free to explore all aspects of hygiene. I do studies about occupational exposure in general, on chemicals particularly. Okay. I also on chemicals, it means it could be pesticides, it could be petrol stations. It could be, in various workplaces. Okay, so other than that, we also look at noise. We look at what else? Physical hazards, okay, such as radiation. Okay, so all those are free to be explored. I mean, in my circle, I know it's also been conducted in some other universities. Okay, but because we do collaborate with other universities as well. Okay, but that's how it works. Okay, because I won't have I don't like to specify it into only one specific topic. I like to know a lot more. I want to know about exposure to dust. I like to know exposure to um, chemicals in terms of vapors. I like to know the work practices and behaviors of workers. So, yep. If you ask me specifically, it's very hard for me to point out. I just like to explore everything that's possible.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I was wondering because just now Mr. Wan Adlan did mention something about um, about internship students, right? I was wondering because of course all universities do send students for internships. Uh, do you ask because there is something lacking in the students from the point of view of a prospective employer, right? Mr. Wan Adlan? Are most university graduates nowadays well equipped with the skills required in the industry? Or maybe you can point out a little bit of their strengths and weaknesses.
Okay, I think that's a good question coming from Dr. Easy. So
Do not
they
reveal
have
the name of the universities when it comes to the weaknesses.
yeah. Before we go to weaknesses, as auditor also we like to go for the positive part first.
Strength, the
So the
positive
strength
part.
first.
Correct. Okay.
So we like to highlight the positive things first. So in a way, as nowadays graduates, the modules are very equipped. I would say is comprehensive modules because like even in Diosh or even in degree in Osh, in from semester one and up to semester eight or even less than that, it's been structured in a way that they are prepared. Even they are going to constructions or manufacturing or even in oil and gas, definitely, because the courses are made like that. Compared to me, I am graduate from environmental technology, so I don't have basic
Same
about
as
Osh.
me. Same as me.
Yes. I'm graduate from NTech University Malaysia Terengganu. So, okay. So at that time, we don't have that. We don't have the courses is not made for Osh. So I only have one short course, one subject is about Osh. It's about Osha 1994, which open
Yes,
book
correct.
test. So
Yes.
at that time, we are very excited to have open book test, but then that's the toughest one actually. Open book test is the toughest one
Yes.
because we at that time you don't understand X or you don't understand Acta lah. Okay, but now they are equipped with that. I would say the module that university like SEGi College, like others universities out there from UUITM as well, it's been comprehensively to prepare for the market demand. So that's the first thing. So I would say they are well equipped. So what's the strength is there as well, but the weakness, I would say, the weakness. Uh, Sorry, no hard feeling, guys. Although you guys are from academicians, I'm from manufacturing, so uh,
I believe those
the
are not my
weakness.
students.
So okay, I would say the weakness is about communication skills and also not being proactive because you need to. They are not coming from their heart to be proactive. So because in working life we need to be that time, and we need to actually we need to discover them out from their comfort zone. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is actually we when we keep pressuring them in the way of OSH, they can do it because they have the basic from the modules. they have learned in 6 semester or 8 semester before this. And last but not least, I would say the strength is actually nowadays we are living in 2022. A lot. Even before this, we didn't know TikTok, we didn't know Instagram, we didn't know Twitter. Nowadays, those newcomers, those youngsters know that. So if you want to have a application like Microsoft have a lot of application power apps. So example, I did with my interns I think last year. So we developed apps to manage the material safety data sheet, SDS. So if we purchase from the global company consultant, in a year we need to pay more than 20,000 euros. But yes, because you need to put in the system, and then there are team that manage that, so that you can open the safety data sheet anyway. But these graduate students, we give the project with the deadline. The deadline is actually giving a pressure to the students. So without deadline, it cannot be done. So we need to set the deadline. So it turns out in less than 3 months that apps, power apps, and we didn't pay anything on that because it's the license of the company. So there is a strength, I would say. And that weakness as supervisor for the student, actually we need to keep on highlighting, because once we keep on highlighting, we actually develop them to be a good safety guys, and also to be a good people, so that we can contribute back to the nations, I would say, as Malaysian. So that's my answers to you, Dr. Izzy. I hope I am answering your question, Dr. Izzy.
Oh yeah, very well. Yep. I just hope that the smart student that developed app with you, well, that could be my student. Right. So it's a heads up for those prospective students out there, okay, and also those students who are already, in their study right now, maybe in their fourth semester or fifth semester. Those are the skills that potential prospective employers are looking for. So you have to have good communication skills. You have to know how to discuss, you have to be proactive, and so on. Okay, because those are the qualities that you need to carry with you when you start working later on. It's just the same thing.
Yes.
So start from now. Okay, back to you. Oh, sorry, Miss Moderator. Sorry, back to you.
It's okay. Macam terpegun dengan jawapan daripada Wak Dadlan. Right. Okay. So, Mr. Wak Dadlan, you did mention on the strength and weakness of the Osh graduates, right? Okay, so so you did mention on the communication skills and not being proactive. Okay, so I think what are what are your advice to them to actually equip themselves, okay, to become an Osh practitioners, okay, and what are the advice, okay, especially to those who are still searching for a course to pursue their study, especially maybe they want to be an Osh practitioners, okay, so what are the advice from an Osh practitioner to the maybe the prospective students, okay, and also
Okay.
you did mention on the comfort zone, so can you elaborate more on that? How they want to come out from that comfort zone?
All right. First thing I go for this one. So the advice. I like the words that Dr. Izzy used in the beginning of this webinar. Passion. We need to instill the
Yes.
passion. Passions of taking care of people. Passions of making sure you go home safely. Passions of helping others. So that's the patience that actually every day that I instill, or in my prayers, that every morning when I go to work, actually. So when you have a patience, actually, they definitely have a challenges, because like Madam Tun saying that we are enforcers, but we are not policemen. There are people that don't like Osh practitioners, because we need to say the pen is blue instead of some people who say that the pen is black. But we need to stick that the legal is say that pen is blue. So legal say that you cannot do that. But you cannot say, boleh lah buat sikit-sikit, tak boleh. maksudnya as Malaysians sometimes we say that kau team. No. So we need to sit down and then sit tight and then we discuss what is the risk, how we want to manage that one. So because once you make your team understand Osh and also they go home safely, it feels satisfied actually. You feel satisfied, especially when you get that feedback from your own shop floor, from your own operators, from your own forklift driver, loading driver. So that's the advice. Keep patient and then trying to get the movies that are outside there from Hollywood that definitely shows about Osh actually. There's a lot of outside there. I can't say one by one, but there's a lot of good movies that outside there actually. And who are still searching for a course to pursue their studies. You can find the job that outside there may not in Malaysia, which is very interesting. Sometimes people see jacket kuning, so no, there are companies that have jacket kuning. Saya tak mau sebut nama dia, tapi itu dipandang tingginya.
Obviously
Tetapi,
people know
maksudnya,
kot Mr. Wadlan.
ya, tapi saya nak
Very obvious.
saya nak ambil contoh sebegitulah. Maksudnya kita memandang tinggi untuk benda tu. Jadi that is role model actually. So something like that. And also second thing you asking about comfort zone. Comfort zone macam saya sejenis supervisor ataupun manager yang will put all those tasks with the deadline to the team, to the students, I would say. So I've been an internship trainee as well many years back. So as a trainee that years we are trying to be datang kerja pukul 8, cukup masa kita keluar minum kopi, cukup masa kita balik. Itu comfort zone. Duduk diam. Okay. The supervisor didn't give me the task. You don't ask for the task because it will increase the task. So get out from the comfort zone. Let's say you already complete the task. Ask for the task. Or you don't know about something. Let's say you didn't know about CHRA, the word CHRA. Go find it because at my time I didn't have a handphone. Nowadays everything in your iPhone, everything in your fingertips. So try to find it, which is trying to get out from that comfort zone. Because you might feel that orang Kedah pergi pulut tapi actually is word yang di dalam manufacturing, di dalam day to day kita bekerja ni is supposed not to have that lah. Okay. So itu sahaja yang jawapannya. I would say I'm answering your question. I hope I'm sharing that.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Wan Adlan. Right, so the students need to go out from the comfort zone and they need to actually be proactive, right? So they are lacking on that, right? So they need to be proactive. Right, okay, so kena pulun lah, betul tak?
Ya, betul.
Kena pulun, kena ada sifat pulun tu lah kan sebenarnya. Alright, okay. So, thank you Mr. Wan Adlan. So actually we are coming towards the end of our session actually. So that is why I'm asking you about the advices to the viewers, especially to the SPM leavers and so on. Right, okay.
Maybe one more thing. Atun, on that advice, sorry. Don't feel that the course that you are taking is not popular. It's okay. When the times come, you got the job, the whole world will smile back at you. But now maybe you say that I didn't get those engineering thing, I didn't get those doctorate thing, I didn't get those medicine thing or law thing. It's okay. Go for it and do the best because there are lights at the end of the tunnel. Don't worry. So that's my
advice. Okay. Begitu. Lights at the end of the tunnel. Macam lirik lagu pula rasa.
Oh.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so last word from Dr. Ismaniza as our yes, as from SEGi College. Okay, so as our academic assessor, so for the viewers' information, we have this diploma in Osh. All right, so what we have been discussing previously on what are the marketability, what are the requirements, all right? Okay, so as an academic assessor, so of our diploma in Osh in SEGi College, can you give a brief review on our DIOSH from SEGi Penang and why is it our DIOSH is one that they can be at options to pursue in?
All right. Thank you very much, Tun. Well, we know, as I mentioned earlier, there are many universities offering similar courses on Osh. Okay. Some compulsory university in DIOSH, DIOSH at SEGi Penang. We do offer some compulsory university courses. Okay, that is a must take. Okay, and of course, a lot more OSH related courses, okay, covering the fundamentals and application subjects, okay, and to fulfill what the prospective employers mentioned, just like represented by Mr. Wan Adlan just now, students are also taught on the basics like hazard identification, monitoring, investigation, management, control measures, and so on. Yeah, and they are also equipped with soft skills. All those subjects are designed to teach the students on soft skills like practical skills, leadership skills, communication, and so on. Okay, and these subjects at DIOSH SEGi Penang is assessed by coursework and exam. And in year 3, they will undergo industrial training. Well, in other words, I would say DIOSH in SEGi Penang is a 3-year program that is designed to equip the graduates to prepare themselves to the real working world. Okay, and last but not least, because it is a competitive world out there, okay, there will be a lot more graduates in this field. Although we know that there are still a lot of demand, okay, to supply to that demand, yeah, we have to pulun. Pulun lah, make sure that you are the best, you are outstanding. We don't want kalau just biasa-biasa je kan, macam relax je. Well, if it is not competitive, you could be the one, but it is a competitive world out there, you should be outstanding. Okay, so yeah, try DIOSH at SEGi Penang.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ismaniza. All right. Okay. So I think that would conclude. All right. Okay. So our session today. Okay. So from the session previously, we have a few. I hope that everyone could get the informations again that we have discussed, okay, on what is the supply and demand, okay, what are the specialization and division in OSH, right? So what are the needs, okay, of OSH practitioner and what are the lacking of our students that they should improve, okay, to become an OSH practitioner in the field. All right, so now we go to the Q&A. So I think we have few questions here, okay, from Mr. Muhammad Sufyan. Okay, but the question is for Dr. Ismaniza. Okay, I think. Oh, there are questions for Mr. Wan Adlan. Okay, so I think we take a question from for Mr. Wan Adlan first from Intan Suraya.
Right.
Oh, the one that asked questions earlier. Okay, so
Okay.
she asked on okay, so manufacturing industry can be risky. Okay, so based on your work, please practice. Can you see that manufacturing industry practice nowadays has reached the proactive and resilient level or for safe culture? Okay, or is it still in compliant level as confirming to regulation and etc.? Okay, is it has reached the proactive or resilient level or still in compliant? Mr. Wadlan, to you.
Okay, thanks for the question, Miss Intan Suraya. That's a good question in a Friday night today. Yes, I would say manufacturing industry is a risky industry, and based from my experience, I would say they are improving in the manufacturing industry. in a way of making safety culture, because if you look in terms of the DuPont safety culture, like reactive, proactive, up to the world class. So they are industries that already in world class already, and they are still industry. They are still in reactive mode, but they are journey which, in talking about safety culture, it doesn't happen in overnight, guys. It's like, it's not about rocket science. Is actually is coming from both sides, from the management point of view support to the employees point of view support. Also it comes, and also we go to the journey. They are improving, and I would say is a good improving in good level, especially when Malaysia as a country come up with the Osh Master Plan last year, and Rang Undang-Undang 2020 have been approved and waiting to be published. I would say it is good, and it will be a pushing factor to the manufacturing to go more and do it more to the safe culture. And a culture start with a habit, and it comes with both sides. So it is a good level, and I need to admit, they are manufacturing. There is still non-conforming on that. Example, I'll take Kim River. So they are still happen, although it's more or less about environmental, but still environmental and health and safety is also in touch with both on that, and those related to chemicals, those related to waste as well. So they are improving, and it is a journey. And to as safety practitioner in industry, patient also need to be there. There's two patient, I would say.
Two question, two times question. Is it?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. So thank you. Is that it, Mr. Wadadlan? Is that it? Do
I
you have any
hope
more? All
I
right.
answered Miss Intan Suraya on that
She
question.
commented, thank you for explaining. So
All right,
I
most
assume that
welcome.
you answer her questions. All right. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So this
Have a
question
good
is for
weekend.
okay, have a good weekend, Miss Intan Suraya. Okay. All right. So we have this we have Mr. Muhammad Sofyan Osman, okay, for Dr. Ismaniza. Okay, how did the OSH learning institution, especially the public universities, ensure that their academic staff having all relevant industrial knowledge and experience that is needed in ensuring that all subjects is being taught in accordance with industrial needs? Satu nafas saya bacakan. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I think it is on the academic staff, right? So how does institution ensure that they have the industrial knowledge and experience?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sofyan, for the question. Well, the problem nowadays is that when people might think that academicians, they continue their study, they further their study after they graduate, and then they keep on continuing their studies, okay, without industrial experiences. Uh, well, in some ways, it may be applicable to some academicians, but not to all. Okay, and we have to know, yeah, that academicians are also obligated to make sure to stay to make themselves relevant in the industry. Like myself, I am actively involved with MIHA and also MSOSH. Okay, we academicians, we take part in conferences. Okay, we mingle with practitioners. Okay, and not only that, our universities are also responsible to send us for training courses, competency courses, to make sure that we are well equipped with the knowledge required to teach the students. Okay, for instance, I don't want to be teaching my students noise exposure regulations from 1989 because we have come up with the new ones in 2019, right? Well, I'm not sure about some other academicians, but I am that committed when it comes to my task. Okay, I can simply be ignorant by not teaching the latest one. Who cares? Okay, the students would graduate anyway, and it's their problem. But well, that's just not me. Okay, so to recap, Mr. Sofian, don't worry, OSH learning institutions, okay, like universities, public universities, or even private universities, okay, we do send, okay, we do have allocations funding, okay, to send the staff for all these courses and all these conferences, okay, to make themselves relevant, okay. And not to mention if they are involved with NGOs, if they are involved with any training organizations. Okay, that is how we keep ourselves up to date with what we need to deliver to the students. Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ismaniza. So hopefully Mr. Muhammad Sofyan answer your questions. Okay. So yes, academicians do take part in all the NGOs and so on to keep us relevant. Okay, and we do update our knowledge. Okay, yes, as mentioned by Dr. Ismaniza on the noise exposure. Okay, we did not want to teach our students the previous regulations, so we will
Yeah,
keep
the
updating
obsolete
our
ones.
knowledge. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think this would be the last questions. Okay, from Mr. Muhammad Sufyan to Mr. Wan Adlan. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
okay, what is the industrial expectation from Osh fresh graduates prior joining the workforce?
Okay. Lovely. So, uh, okay. We are eager to have the renew with courage or fresh ideas graduates outside there, because I always told my team, when we are in the gear number 4, we wanted to go to the gear number 6 every year. We want to change more faster. We want to go more. We want to do it more. So for our fresh graduate outside there, like what Dr. Easy was saying, there are many graduates. So we need to have a fundamental also mindset. What will be a difference for myself to the others? What's the quality? What's the plus point? So you might get 4 flat, you might get a vice chancellor award, but then when it comes to talking in the interview, you don't know how to talk. When it comes to do hazard analysis or reporting, simple reporting, you don't know how to do it. And when it comes to, because Osh people, you're not only talking to the operators in the shop floor. Sometimes you need to go up to the managers, go up to the director level. You need to influence and also convey the message. If you can't do that, there's no plus point to you. So uh, keep reading, keep yourself updated with local requirement or even international requirement, and keep on learning, because once you are graduates of Osh, don't be complacent, I would say. So keep updating, keep yourself updating, and also plus point how you will be different with others. So started to look for competency program, like what Dr. Easy was saying. Started to look for lead auditor courses, or started with internal audit courses. And when a company, there's a lot of good company outside there starting to send freshies or new staff for Lean Six Sigma auditor course. You don't put a wall that, oh sorry, I'm Osh graduate, I cannot join Lean Six Sigma. No, guys, go, because you can use Lean Six Sigma in a way making less accident reduce in your industry. So that is the plus point, I would say. So go in front of the mirror, asking yourself what will be the value added you different with others. Then the workforce or even in industry will find you or even will select you. So that's my expectation. And don't stop there. Go for it. So passion. So I just to reiterate, to Norahan just now, passion is not double passion. It's actually PASSION and also PATIENT.
Okay, passion and
Sabar,
passions.
dan
Okay.
ada semangat lah. Okay? Okay, itu saja. Thank you, Mr.
Alright.
Sofian. I hope I'm answering your questions, Mr. Muhammad Sofian Osman.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Wan Adlan, and thank you very much to Dr. Ismaniza. Right. Okay. So I think that's would wrap up the session for tonight. Okay, because that I think that is the last questions. Okay. Thank you for those who asking the question. Miss Intan Suraya, Mr. Muhammad Sofian Osman. All right. Okay. So to wrap the sessions, okay, so I would conclude that again, there are always demand. All right, so there are always demand in Osh practitioners, okay, and especially because focusing in manufacturing industry, as per what Mr. Wan Adlan has mentioned earlier, okay, has elaborate earlier, okay, so because there are few levels, okay, there are very wide prospect of opportunity, okay, prospect of career. There are specializations in Osh, okay, that you can explore, right? So hopefully that our discussion tonight could give you more input on Osh, okay, especially focusing on in manufacturing industry. And I think that's it for today. Sorry, for tonight. Okay, that's it for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Wan Adlan. Thank you, Dr. Ispaniza, for the time. Okay, for the
Our pleasure.
knowledge sharing. Okay, and hopefully we could share the floor again, all right, for next session. So maybe we could discuss on other sessions again. All right. Okay.
Sure.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much for to the speakers, and thank you very much to the viewers. Okay. So for the viewers, a gentle reminder. Okay. Please register so that you can participate in our lucky draw. Okay, so you could be one of the winner. So you have prizes to be given. We have PPE sets, we have SEGi merchandise packs, and we also have pen drive. Okay, so you can scan the QR code there, or you can register through the link that has been posted on the comment on the chat box. All right. Okay, so Mr. Wanadan and Dr. Ismariza, do you want to stay here for our lucky draw session?
I'm okay, of course. I
Okay.
think
All
Doctor
right.
is
Okay, so let's begin. Okay, let's begin we want to wait a few minutes, few minutes. So Minje and Anis. All right.
in the meantime,
Okay.
I'm trying to check the online.
Okay, we have, all right, so we have 68 entries. So let's go for the winner, the first winner for our merchandise set. All right, okay, we have our first winner. Okay, Nur Akmal Liana binti Muhammad Zul Iskandar. Okay, so to Nur Akmal Liana, so please key in your your registration. So you will be notified by our SEGi personnel. All right, okay. So and I think we have the registrations, right? So they will contact you, okay, and also they will list down the names for in. I think we in 24 hours. I think in 24 hours. So please inform us. Get to us back. Okay, get to us back for us to post the merchandise. Okay. Right. So the next winner, we have three prizes to be given away. So we have another two more. Okay, next winner would be
Keep the balls rolling.
this is the wheels.
Wheel of Fortune, is it? Oh,
Okay, all right. So we have Muhammad Hazirul Fitri bin Awang. Okay, so Muhammad Hazirul Fitri. So please contact us in 24 hours. Okay, right. Okay. Then the next one is, I think this one would want the pen drive, I think. Muhammad Saiful bin Muhammad Rafia. Okay, so this is the last winner for tonight's session. Okay. All right. Okay. So you are winning the pen drive. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and thank you very much for staying in. Okay, for to listen to our sharing tonight. Okay. So I think that's it. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wan Adlan, and thank you, Dr. Ismaniza.
My
Hopefully, we
pleasure.
could have another sessions of maybe webinar,
Sure,
and we can
sure,
share the same floor and with another topic. All right.
sure.
Okay.
So,
So thank you very much, everyone. So till next time. Assalamualaikum and good evening.
salam.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Happy weekend, guys. Thank you very
Happy
much.
weekend.
Have a
Stay
great
safe.
weekend.
Come home safely.
Come home safely. Yeah.